in this building, was it August 2020 or 2021?
2020. I was here.
2020, I had to, to be honest, this place, we had enough tension. It felt like a war zone in this place a couple years ago, and the atmosphere feels better. And I want to thank the supervisors. Being public service is not an easy job. It's a sacrifice, and I just want to thank you guys for the work you guys stepped in and did. And so I wanted to thank you, and I also wanted to read Article 1, Section 20 of the Pennsylvania Commonwealth Constitution, which applies to all the townships. And it basically says it's the right of the people to address and to petition and bring remonstrance to our local officials. And like this gentleman here, he came up and he wanted to say, hey, we hope you hear us. And it's like, you know what, we get the government we deserve, guys. And it's better to communicate and not create a war. And, like I said, I was serving criminal emoluments. I was an agent for E-Clause, and we ended up going to federal court in here, and it doesn't have to be that way. And it seems like it's a different atmosphere here, and there's going to be disagreements. I'm here to encourage you guys, and I wanted to thank this board for stepping in and taking care of some tough business. So I'll let my sister wrap up the remaining time. But thank you guys. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you. I'm Carla and 65 Cardox Road, and I came tonight also to bring the petition and just speak. I wanted to wait till things calmed down. I wanted to thank all the current board for all your hard work and picking up the pieces. It's been a tumultuous 2.5 years, and I want to thank everybody in the township that stepped up and did our part with oversight. And my story is quite long, and in the interest of time, I won't go into it. But I moved into my house in June of 2018, and immediately was met with questions about gas lines and my horses, and why certain neighbors didn't get a chance to bid on the property. I was completely ignorant of what was going on in the township, which was certain people were having their properties seized by the former board for septic issues. So we passed our initial septic test, and then when I wanted to close a week before closing in August, the board became quite aggressive and demanding another septic test, in which was half tech to come out and pumped, 2 truckful loads of water into the system. There was nothing wrong with the system. It was never a public health threat, but they said it was blocked. So at any rate, the township demanded a $43,000 escrow a week before I was closing on my home. So at any rate, we got everything together. We closed on the house. We could not get the new septic in because of the winter, and we ended up, former board, I went before them after 6 months to explain that their authority, the Washington Sewer Authority, Sanitary Authority, would not dig or allow my contractor to dig. But the incompetent board at that time said I should have been able to, and they proceeded to try to vacate me from my home and told me they would have a sheriff come and escort me out of my home. So we fought with some awful notification letters. They were going to use my escrow for legal fees, and then asked me how I was going to pay for it, and threatened to call my insurance company, my mortgage company. So it was really retaliatory. And we got our escrow back, we got the septic in, and about a year later, when they were doing the road project, we were told it was by a really young Representative Harshman, it was so trucks could pass on the road. They approached my husband. We got 3 easement agreements, and none of them were making any sense. And I went to the township, I called them and said, well, I just want to know what you're doing. And I didn't get any answers or any response. So we knew that there was something up. So I came to a meeting and put the board on notice that, we were going to be investigating and finding out, and for violating rights back from when the whole septic issue happened. And this is just an abbreviated version, but we ended up going to federal court, and in retaliation, the former board filed 3 state court cases against me, so I had to learn the law and become an attorney overnight. So for 2.5 years, I fought 4 to 6 law firms at any given time, and was called a troublemaker by some neighbors just because I was protecting my property. They wanted to take a 1/4 acre and dump stormwater on it and straighten out Cardox Road on my property. So we fought to protect our property. It was our right. And we went into the Third Circuit Court, and even though we didn't prevail on the civil rights violations, which we believe we didn't get justice, I believe we won because they never touched the property and they all resigned. And I want to thank everybody again in the township who stepped forward and witnesses. But I'm here today just to, bring this petition with grievance for all the injury, harm, and loss and move forward. We don't want to cost the taxpayers any more litigation. It said the former board spent about $500,000 fighting me when all they had to do was talk, but they preferred to use litigation over communication.
Ms. Bader, I'm sorry, get your close
Yeah.
to time.
Yeah, so I'll just finally say that we want to work towards a resolution to settle everything and to have the board safely finish the road project, and we're willing to cooperate with the board to get that accomplished.
All right, thank you, Ms.
Thanks for
Bader.
your time.
All right, thank you very much.